Okay, here we have a review of Ligeia by Edgar Allan Poe as a Cambridge Proficiency writing. So, Ligeia by Edgar Allan Poe. This review was written by Roland Simon. If I had to recommend an intriguing short story, I would opt for Ligeia, which is considered Edgar Allan Poe's magnum opus. Great first sentence. This poignant love story withstood the tests of time. It is the integral part of many school curriculums. Okay, withstood. I think probably better, present perfect, has withstood, and the test singular. Normally the collocation is the test of time, and it is an integral part because it's a part. Yeah, I know integral part would be there's only one integral part, but it is a part of many school curriculums. It is an integral part. The theme of love and death permeates this short story, which is a soliloquy. Great word, I love this. Somebody talking on their own is a soliloquy. The main protagonist comes across and falls deeply in love. Comes across and falls in deep love with Ligeia, who is unconventionally attractive. She is raven-haired and black-eyed. So, the main protagonist comes across, you need your object here, comes across Ligeia. So, comes across Ligeia and falls in deep love with, and falls, make this into an adverb, deeply in love with her. Okay. With Ligeia, who is unconventionally attractive. Here I would go for the semicolon, definitely, because I've changed around your order. She is unconventionally attractive. So, she is an unconventionally attractive beauty who is raven-haired and black-eyed. Okay, I've changed this round a lot, but your original sentence wasn't at all bad, yeah? So, making this into an adverb, definitely. It just hangs together better, it's more cohesive. But the cohesion of what you'd actually written wasn't bad. He is not able... okay, you're going to tell this all in the present simple. He's not able to recall how he becomes acquainted with her, and her personal background is shrouded in mystery. Love the phrase. Love is an unfathomable, abstract desire. Okay. You see here, love just generally. I would just qualify this a bit more. His love for her, because that makes it more cohesive with the bit before. love is an unfathomable abstract desire. It's probably too general. It feels like a bit of a non sequitur. It doesn't really follow on well. But like that, his love for her, or their love, that would be better, because I'm not exactly sure which love you mean. Their love is an unfathomable abstract desire. Not only does she, good, nailed the inversion, not only does she display her extraordinary beauty, but she also reveals her high intelligence and flair for mathematics, linguistics, metaphysics, and dark forbidden wisdom. Good. Despite her accepting his proposal, their marriage unfortunately does not last long, by virtue of the fact that Ligeia soon becomes sick and passes away. Good sentence. After her only one death, his heart sinks. He buys and refurbishes an abbey in England. He buys and refurbishes. Here again, I would like you to put the direct object after the first verb. He buys and refurbishes. It probably works, although I might put he buys an abbey in England and refurbishes it. But I'm going to leave that because it's got some literary style to it. So, this sentence, after her only one death. So, I'm a little bit lost here. So, after her death, his heart sinks. Let's put a little bit more into the depths of despair. Just adding a little bit to it. He buys an okay. He buys and I would then, because these are two quite short sentences, and he buys and refurbishes an abbey in England. Because let's see, why does this follow on from this? I think I'm going to make these into two sentences. Then he his heart, yeah, after her days, then he buys and refurbishes an abbey in England. He gets acknowledged. No, this is the wrong word. To acknowledge is to agree that something exists. To say, yes, I understand. Yeah? I could send a letter of acknowledgement saying thank you for paying the bill or whatever. He gets acquainted. I hope acquainted is ACC. I think it's probably AC. That's acquainted. I'm not sure if it's a double C or not. He gets acquainted with a local woman, comma, Lady Rowena, comma, who is the total contrast. I might say a total contrast. The total contrast you could get away with to Ligeia. Semicolon. She is fair-skinned, blue-eyed and blonde. Very good. And this works very nicely because this semicolon is explaining more about Ligeia. You could also this works very nicely. Ligeia and Rowena are akin to, great word, Yin and Yang. Comma, the Chinese philosophical concept. He marries her quickly. to life moves on. So I think I'm going to go so that, because this sentence otherwise so that his life moves on. I think probably I would also put so that his life can move on. Be that as it may, love the construction. Ligeia still lingers, good word, in his mind. His passion never fades away. Yes, that works quite nicely. The narrator begins to consume drugs in order to soothe his unsettled brain and mitigates his bitter sorrow. In order to soothe his unsettled brain and to mitigate his bitter sorrow. In the second month of the marriage, of their marriage, sounds better, Rowena senses her husband's cold feelings towards her and lack of so to depressed. So Rowena senses her husband's cold feelings towards her, and the lack of love renders her, so I would say, into a state of depression. State of depression. And then let's put a semicolon here. And then we can lose the and. To make matters worse, she develops a serious illness and dies. As the narrator keeps vigil overnight, so over and over, keeps an all-night vigil over her dead body. It's just to avoid the over. As the narrator keeps an all-night vigil over her dead body, he notices a small sign of life in Rowena's cheeks. So, a small sign of life. So small. So he notices a small sign of life. Small. So let's change this. Let's make it sound a lot better. He notices almost imperceptible signs of life in Rowena's cheeks. She gradually transmogrifies into Ligeia, and I think you could put a semicolon here as well, or leave it as whether Ligeia's soul, present perfect, has come to her body, or this is just part of the protagonist's opium-induced hallucination. Okay, but you need to... So, whether Ligeia's soul has come back to this body, or this is just part of the protagonist's opium-induced hallucination, you need a bit more. We shall never know. Notice the use of shall, good word in an essay. Such is an unreliable narrator do the readers consider the main character, so they question the veracity of his events. Okay, this is really quite ambitious. I think I would do this slightly different. So, so unreliable a narrator, do the readers consider the main character to be, that they question the veracity of events. If you could have nailed this one, this would be really impressive. So unreliable a narrator, do the readers such an unreliable narrator, do the readers consider the main character to be? But so unreliable a narrator, do the readers consider the main character to be, that they question the veracity of his account, one account of events. I take it as read that most of us do not like the horror genre per se, but we relish the intricacies of the plot. I take it as read that most of us do not like the horror genre, but we can relish the intricacies of the plot, the mysterious atmosphere, and the nefarious, great word, characters. If you read Ligeia perfunctorily, you would not be able to understand it because of the subtlety of the plot and the verbose, archaic style of it's clear it's in of the language or of the English. If love is so powerful, anything can come about. Okay, I like this. Oh, no, there's a conclusion still. In conclusion, I feel this is a great timeless, poignant tale. Is a great a great, poignant, timeless tale. With the order of adjectives in something like this, the best way to do it is to put the most subjective, as in your opinion, at the front, and the most objective at the end. So great is very, very subjective. Poignant's pretty subjective as well. Timeless is a bit less subjective. Great, poignant, timeless tale. It's very difficult to get those in the right order, where real events blend with fantasy. Ligeia is open to interpretation. Although the papers are perishable, which the story is written on, the message of the power of love is here for the readers, forever. Okay, although the papers on which the story is written are perishable, the message of the power of love is here for readers forever. You got this 4-4 is here, so let's change forever. Eternally for readers. And then I think for readers. Okay, and that's okay. That's it. That's a very, very good essay. I really like it. Um, so, what would I say? This is a very good review. It covers everything. You're really answering the question. 4.5 out of 5 for answering it. Um, the cohesion is very good indeed. You're working with these um, semicolons in many different places, which is very good. Um, you've got less bits where you've got some sort of strange bit in the middle. This phrase, "love is an unfathomable abstract desire," it needs a bit. It's a bit incohesive in the middle, but it's the only example of that. I think cohesion, 4 out of 5. The vocabulary is really excellent, 4.5 out of 5. The grammar, you've got this inversion. Unfortunately, you didn't get the um, so inversion underneath. So unreliable a narrator do the readers consider. This is a very hard structure. Yeah. I'd have given you a higher mark if you'd got that. I think probably, and then silly mistakes, they're not many. Yeah, I'd like you to try using more, using the present perfect more. I've noticed in several cases you're using past simples where a present perfect would be important. Remember, present perfect for something in the past that's important now, or time up to now. In this one, whether Ligeia's soul has come back to this body, this is both time up to now and something important in this question. Also, this whether structure you didn't get completely, yeah, because whether A or B, but you need some sort of comment afterwards. You have something to seal the sentence. Whoops, that needs an E. Grammar. I think maybe 3.75 or 4. I'm probably being a bit harsh, but it's certainly not bad. The vocabulary is great, as I said, 4.5. I think overall, I think I'm going to give it an A at CAE level C2. I think probably an 8.5, something like that. It's a great essay, though. This is a really good one. Congrats.